Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Piggyskin Picks, where I pick the winners and losers of the upcoming NFL weekend, week number 6, boys and girls. 6 out of 14 in the pick'ems. Our worst Piggyskin Picks week yet, and I hope this is the floor, boys and girls, because in just about a couple of hours, we're going to start week 7, kicking off with Thursday Night Football. And you got the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, and despite me thinking that the Giants will probably cover the spread at +3, the Eagles, I feel, are going to fart out a win. Okay? They're going to just barely crawl to that finish line, and we're all going to think, wow, a fucking 7-9 team, or more appropriately, a 7-8-1 team could potentially win this garbage NFC East division. Isn't that nice? Jesus. I can only imagine the defense is barely showing up for both sides, so over 44 seems pretty reasonable, right? But, oh, what a fucking humdrum affair. So, go from the greatness that was Tuesday Night Football back to the mediocrity of Thursday Night Football with this shit. It really feels like a world of a difference. But, off we go! Listening to fucking Troy Aikman and Joe Buck just spew garbage out their mouths for 3 goddamn hours. But if we just bite down and sacrifice our very well-being to get that out of the way, we got Football Sunday, boys and girls. That we do. And it starts off with, I feel like, one of the best matchups of the week. The 5-0 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 5-0 Tennessee Titans. I gotta tell you, man, I think the Tennessee Titans, after this game, they're going 6-0. And -1 for the Titans and under at 50.5 seems like a pretty good play on this game here. And it's mainly because, I think situationally both defenses are pretty damn good. I give the marginal edge to the Steelers, though. In terms of offense, man, I know what Claypool's doing is awesome for the Steelers. And obviously, with how Big Ben is playing, it feels like kind of a renaissance season for the Steelers. But something about Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and by the way, A.J. Brown slowly but surely becoming one of the best receivers in the league. I got a feeling the Titans are going to take care of business in Tennessee with live fans. And, man, wouldn't that be nice to head out and watch a fucking NFL game right now in Vegas? But I digress, boys and girls. The Titans, I believe, take the win in week 7, and the Steelers, despite that, will probably be at 5-1 and still a fucking good team moving into the halfway point, which we're really close to, by the way. I'm almost 8 weeks into the season. Crazy, right? Crazy. But what's crazier is we're going to have the battle of the chokers. All right? We're going to have the Detroit Lions taking on the Atlanta Falcons, and holy fuck. You know, I hate the fact that I have to pick anybody in this game because I feel like the best, most just reward for both sides is a fucking tie. And despite that, I'm going with the Falcons. Why? Julio, that's about it. That's really about it. I mean, I have been a very strong proponent in the hashtag Free Julio Jones movement. And I truly feel that Julio Jones is being wasted in the Falcons organization. And despite me saying that, I think they do grab a win. They further ruin their tank. They probably go, 6-10 in the season. Feel like, it's a success for or getting these wins, but you're just fooling yourselves. And as for the Detroit Lions, dude, what more do I have to say about you? You got some fucking wins. Congratulations, man. But really, you're gonna pat yourselves on the back for what, like a 3-2 record? Really? All right, yeah. Again, talk to me at the halfway point, Lions, because you lying about yourselves. Okay, let's be real about that shit. You guys aren't real. If you make it to the playoffs, I would be very, very shocked. But no way that fucking happens this year. Despite the fact that you are gonna have 7 teams for both conferences. I just don't think it's going to happen. But What I do think is going to happen this Sunday is the Browns bouncing back after a pummeling they took from the Steelers, and they probably take their aggression out on their little brothers in the Bengals. And I got a feeling the Browns cover the game at -3, and the under feels like the better play here, just because of the relative lackluster quarterback play for both these guys right now. I don't know if Baker Mayfield is 100%. As with Joe Burrow, I mean, he is a rookie quarterback. He's going to put some great shit, but he's also going to have really bad rookie moments. I mean, that interception last week to end off the game and potentially kill off any sort of momentum the Bengals had going for them. It's going to be one of those fucking plays that just, it happens. I mean, he's a rookie. What do you expect? So, in my eyes, I think the Browns have the better team. They have the better fucking coaching. And hopefully, Baker Mayfield healthy. They'll have the better quarterback on the day. But we'll see. Maybe wishful thinking. But, oh, God. Just imagine the Bengals winning that shit. And then just the headlines like, oh, it was better Joe Burrow or fucking Baker Mayfield. Go kill yourselves. Are you kidding me? Admittedly, Baker hasn't been all that great. Although last week, I will defend that the man was fucking injured all throughout the goddamn game, and he should have been subbed out after the first half. Start of the second half, you should have put Case Keenum in there and just said, all right, boys, let's figure out a way to, twist this thing around and get going. But yeah. So typical Baker hatred. That's how the fucking mainstream media shit works, right? A lot of anti-Baker boys and boy. And they happen to always be these like small market fucking teams that nobody gives a shit about, right? Yeah, I know. I'm about to like just shit on the fucking Vikings and the Packers. Yeah, small market. Shut up. Based on location, you are a small market. Shut the fuck up. That's just facts, man. All right. Although there's so many other things that you have to contextualize it with. But I digress. We're not getting into that shit right now because that's a whole fucking history thing that we have to get into. But history isn't kind to the old quarterbacks, kids. That's some true shit. That is some true shit. But I think in a matchup against the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints, kind of slurred the wording there. Happens, kids. But I think the Saints win this game. Despite that, the Carolina Panthers to cover at +7 and the over at 51 seems pretty good. Mainly because, again, Drew Brees, older quarterback. Gone are the days that Drew Brees can just be an absolute stud for 4 straight quarters and not look worn out in terms of his arm strength. But lately, it just doesn't have the same juice. And I think the Panthers defense will surprise a lot of people. They've been really good. This Jeremy Chin dude, he looks good. He looks really good. Is it Jeremy Chin? Chinn, the last name there, Chin. Dude's fantastic. And this Panthers team, I think they're slowly but surely getting it together. And again, halfway through the season, we might sing a very different tune about the Panthers, and they might be something of a Miami Dolphins the latter half of last season where they just kind of kept rolling. So, Matt Rule doing some visible work. But, yeah, I think the Saints still grab a win here. Now, the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jets. Oh, dude. Fuck off. Bills -12. Under 44. Jets, delete your fucking franchise. We deserve Trevor Lawrence. You honestly just don't deserve shit. All right? Can I be real about that shit? The Jets don't deserve dick because when you show that your organization from top to bottom, from ownership to GMs to fucking coaches, that nobody takes accountability, nobody takes responsibility, you don't deserve the #1 pick. You don't deserve your franchise to get better. Because what? One player is going to make things better? Please. How about you actually address the issue of your fucking franchise and maybe build a competent squad from the ground up? Or better yet, get ownership that gives a shit. Bye, New Yorker! Jets history, Joe Namath. The only real fucking team in New York right now seems like it's the Buffalo Bills. And geographically, I'm not wrong about that shit either, right? Right, you New York fuckboys? Jesus Christ, defending the goddamn Jets and them getting number 1 overall pick. I hope you butt fumble that shit and get the fucking number 3 overall pick. Because you know what? It's not me hating on the fans. It's not me hating on the fucking players. It's me hating on the actual organization that is run by these incompetent dickheads. It's like, really? You think the football god should just give you the number 1 overall pick because you suck ass? Fuck off. Seriously, fuck off. Get out of here. There's a very curious page on YouTube called Purple Podcast FTW. Shout out to that channel, Vikings fan. And there was a very intriguing idea, and I just want to throw this out there. Sam Darnold for Derp Cousins. I would love that shit for both parties. Listen, Derp deserves to be where he belongs, in Derpland, in the Jets. All right, the Middlelands, Jersey, where the fucking Jets play. They had the butt fumble. They had the butt session. I am bringing the butt quarterback. The ass quarterback, the derp, to complete that fucking set. As for Darnold, you give him weapons like Thielen, Rudolph, Dalvin Cook. Holy shit. Sam Darnold can actually develop as a quarterback. Crazy, right, Jets? That you can actually develop and nurture and, I don't know, improve a quarterback. But that's my little rant for the Jets of the day. Bills are going to fucking wreck their shit up. And I hope it's like a 40-point blowout. Just because you motherfuckers don't deserve shit. You don't. You don't. Sorry, but the Jets are disgusting. They really are. What's more disgusting is this next matchup. Oh my God. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Redskins, the Washington football team, the DC assholes. I don't care what the hell you call them. All right? The fact of the matter is, this game seems like a huge trap game for either parties. Okay? Because for Rivera, it's trying not to checkmate yourself on the first move, right? As for Dallas, it's trying to get your fucking foot out your ass and play up to your potential, but Mike McCarthy won't let you do that. Yet, I think the Dallas Cowboys win this game. They cover the -1, over 46, but a certain sportsbook having this game as a pick'em makes me really worried about that shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Redskins football team, God, DC dickheads, I don't care what the fuck you call yourselves. You might win. Does it matter in the end? Not really. Again, a 7-8-1 team could potentially win this division. So the NFC East does not really fucking matter. But what is going to matter is the Aaron Rodgers fanboys coming out in their hordes to make sure that Aaron is defended. His honor is defended after a horrendous Week 6. Oh, we're going to go against the Texans. We're going to beat the shit out of them. Of course you're going to beat the shit out of the Texans. The Texans suck ass. The Packers, taking on the Texans in Houston, will probably cover that -3. You're probably going to have some traveling fans with the cheeseheads. And under at 57 seems pretty good. You're going to imagine the Packers defense button themselves up a little bit. You're going to imagine the Houston Texans continue to suck ass and Deshaun Watson doing whatever and whenever he can to elevate his team. But it's not going to be enough. Because pissed off Aaron Rodgers is going to come out to play. Now, why do I put the quotation and silly voice in that shit? Because Aaron Rodgers, all right, you're going to hear this shit on the Piggyskin Picks on the podcast episode this week, boys and girls. It's going to be out tonight. But Aaron Rodgers' arrogance against the Bucs was all like this culmination of the last 5 weeks before that, where, oh my God, Packers are amazing, we're the best. And then fart yourselves out. And yeah, I don't think that's a recipe for success. And I've always seen that with Aaron Rodgers. So it is what it is. But in this matchup against the Texans, I feel like they're going to win it. Why are you such a salty bitch today, man? I just am, man. it might have something to do with the Dodgers fucking losing Game 2 of the World Series yesterday, but I'm always a salty little bitch. But this salty bitch boy, living in Las Vegas, wished he could head down to Allegiant Stadium and watch the Vegas Raiders play, but won't be able to. But most Veganites We are going to be watching the Vegas Raiders taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on Sunday. And you know what? I think the Raiders are going to win this game. Vegas at +3, under 52. I think this looks good. Why? Derek Carr has been looking pretty great. And I think I've said it after week 1. Potentially Derek Carr can make a case for MVP. And dude, if somehow, some way the Raiders go to, 10-6, 11-5 and make it to the playoffs, I think you have a legitimate chance to argue for Derek Carr. Maybe even Josh Jacobs. But we know, King Henry sits right there on top of the mountain, apex level right now, right next to Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, who still is the best running back in the league. Sorry, kids. But, boy, oh boy, it's kind of hard to doubt the culture of this Raiders team that Chucky has developed. Now, of course, you have this whole COVID scare with the Vegas Raiders and this anxiousness with how this game may or may not be played and how this game was actually flexed off from Sunday Night Football. But I got a good feeling. Game gets played. Obviously, no fans in Vegas inside Allegiant Stadium, but you're probably going to have everyone and everywhere just near the fucking strip. So best of luck to the Raiders, and I think the Raiders do win this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the San Francisco 49ers will be taking on the New England Patriots, and I believe the Patriots win this game, covering the -2 spread, and the total being over 43. And you can only imagine, Bill Belichick during halftime or whatever have you, walks casually and sauntering over to the 49ers sideline saying, Jimmy, I miss you. I miss you so much. I want to real guard, man. Kind of like careless whispers, but careless mutters. And, something about Bill Belichick going against Kyle Shanahan just feels like it's going to be history repeating itself. What do I mean by that? Kyle Shanahan was the fucking genius behind throwing it on every goddamn attempt when the fucking Falcons were up 28-3 in Super Bowl 51. Yeah, you got Dan Quinn as the head coach. Of course you do. But Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator, working very closely with Matt Ryan on his MVP season. And I think Bill Belichick here is going to show the child how you get shit done. And who the hell knows, man? Will Cam be good enough? Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, this feels like two mid-tier teams going against each other, which is really weird to say about the New England Patriots, but here we are. Here we are, kids. But I got a feeling that the Patriots will win that game. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. Don't be surprised if the Broncos cover the +9 spread. But, yeah, I definitely think the fucking Chiefs are going to win this game in Denver. Although the under at 45, the reason why I'm going for that right now is Broncos defense is actually pretty damn solid, even with all the injuries. And as of late, I don't really know if the Chiefs offense is as efficient, is as effective, is as free flowing and shit. But of course, Le'Veon Bell can very much change the dynamic of that shit. And of course, you already got Damian Williams. You already got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So it's like, great. More receiving backs and more weapons for Patrick Mahomes. Isn't that nice? Must be nice. But hey, I think Denver covers the spread. The Chiefs win the game. And that will probably make for a pretty good afternoon game. Now, the Chargers will be taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think the Jaguars take a pretty interesting upset win here, covering the +7 spread and the over at 49. In a battle of Gardner Minshew versus Justin Herbert, I gotta tell you right now, man, I kind of have more confidence in Gardner Minshew at the moment. Now, in the near future, will that change? Probably. I mean, relatively speaking, in terms of where they were picked, Justin Herbert being in the first round and Gardner Minshew kind of low 5th or 6th round. I could be wrong on that shit. Check that shit up. But I just get this feeling that Gardner Minshew, despite the losses that his teams are taking, he's actually doing pretty well this season. Low key, this guy is going really underrated. So be on the lookout for the Jet Flyers, man. Jet Flyers doing some fun stuff. Now, who is going to definitely be doing some fun stuff on Sunday Night Football is the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals in Phoenix. And you know what I worry about this game for? Every fucking time, every fucking time the goddamn Seahawks go into Phoenix, take the fucking Cardinals, something always terrible happens. Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas III, Cam Chancellor, and technically Doug Baldwin, right? I mean, dude, every fucking time at Arizona against the Cardinals, shit always happens. Always. Unless we forget Super Bowl 49. Arizona. Yeah. Fucking terrible. So, despite me saying that, I think the Seahawks grab a win. Yet, let me put this out there real quick, too. I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks lost this game and Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins and that defense, despite not having Chandler Jones, is going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. I wouldn't be surprised at that shit. Not at all. Because this Cardinals team has been really good as of the last few weeks. I've been watching them very carefully. And I'm scared. There is a genuine 4-team fucking threat on any given year now, except the fact the 49ers are dead this season. So the Cardinals rising up is very curious. But I think, in terms of this game, the Cardinals will cover the +3. And the over at 54.5 seems pretty reasonable. Now, I don't know if the Seahawks are going to go with Damian Snacks Harrison and Jamal Adams in the lineup, but if they don't, prepare for a fucking huge shootout. All right, that's all I can tell you right now. DeAndre Hopkins is probably going to eat up 150 fucking yards. DK Metcalf probably go for 100 yards. I don't know. You're going to see a fucking quarterback wizardry battle between Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. Obviously, Russell Wilson is Krusty Krabs, and Kyler Murray right now, he's like the Winnie Hut Jr. He's not the chum bucket. Okay, he's not the fucking chum bucket. All right, that's Jared Goff and Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy GQ. Russell Wilson, Krusty Krabs. Kyler Murray, Weenie Hut Jr. All the other fucking quarterbacks in the NFC West, the chum bucket. So, we're going to have a great fucking Sunday Night Football, and I'm glad the NFL flexed this game into that schedule. Seems like a great fucking heads up game between these two teams, and I hope the Seahawks grab a win. Go Hawks. Now, finally, Monday Night Football concludes with the LA Rams taking on the Chicago Bears. And I'm taking the Rams. And I hate... trust me, I hate doing this more than anybody else. I do. I fucking hate the Rams. But the reality is, this Rams team is pretty damn good. I hate McVay. I clearly hate Jared Goff. I think he's one of the most overrated, overpaid quarterbacks in the NFL right now. But despite all of that, they're winning games. They're doing pretty well. Even in losses, they don't look terrible. They have, I don't know, momentum going for them, even in losses. So I wouldn't count out the Rams yet. On the other side with the Bears, I do count them out. I don't think they're as good as their record. I don't think Matt Nagy is good enough. And Big Dick Nick is only going to get you so far. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's only going to get you so far. And all you can hope as a Bears fan is that everybody else in your division kind of trips over themselves. I mean, think about this. The Packers getting arrogant and losing last week against the Bucs had the Bears go up first in the NFC North. That is some wild shit. And this NFL season has been insane. And I think Monday Night Football will probably encapsulate that insanity. And, you know, despite me saying the Rams winning, I think the Bears at +7 and under 47 seems like a pretty good call. So, from the top, boys and girls, all the teams that I'm going to go ahead and pick for this week: the Philadelphia Eagles, the Tennessee Titans, the Atlanta Falcons, the Cleveland Browns, the New Orleans Saints, the Buffalo Bills, the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers, the Las Vegas Raiders, the New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Seahawks, my Seattle Seahawks, and the LA Rams. Your bye-week teams of Week 7 are going to be the Indianapolis Colts, the Miami Dolphins, the Minneapolis, the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens. Kids, I'm very excited about Week 7, so should you, because we are kicking off in just a couple hours here. So, that'll do it for me here. Go ahead and follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content. Fuck off.